Hey everyone, it's Sophie from Build Your Jungle, and today we are going to be doing a bit of a show and tell of some exciting growth updates that I've had from June and July this year. Very, very exciting indeed. And to kick things off with, we've got one of my prized children here is Miss Philodendron Ruber-Juvenile El Choco Red, and it's a beautiful velvety leafed aroid. I love this plant, but she definitely had some problems at some point because this was an import plant. I did a whole series about it. And the thing with this species is the petioles, which is this bit here that attaches the leaf to the stem, they grow so big on this plant. It's not a matter of legginess, it's just how this plant is. So they very quickly outgrow spaces like cabinets and greenhouses, which is what happened here. And then this beautiful leaf finally unfurled for me about 2 weeks ago, and it is just stunning. I love the lime green veins on the emergent leaves. So pretty. And these ones have the red back still until they get bigger, so beautiful. We love to see it. It's been a while. Next, I'm so happy that this still lasted because these have been on here for a good month at least now, and it is that my Hoya Bella bloomed for me this summer. It bloomed not just there though, here as well. A lot of the Hoya flowers don't have a very particular smell to them, but these were divine smelling. Oh no, one just fell off. It's so cute. Fun fact, Hoya blooms actually used to be used in Victorian times for wedding lapels. These flowers are what the Hoya plants get their common name, which is wax plant, from, well, not only because the foliage is quite stiff and waxy in texture, but these flowers, the petals literally feel like they're made out of wax. It's always very interesting to watch them develop, and all the Hoya flowers are totally different across species, so it really does just fascinate me. I'm so glad, because looking at the size of this plant, like, it's not crazy or anything. I did not expect it to start blooming yet, but it did. This pot goes so well with my outfit. And then, out of nowhere, I did not get a process reel for this one because I only noticed it when it had happened. And actually, I don't know why I'm holding the plant to show you, because I can only show you the next lot that's on the way. My Croniana blackleaf also bloomed. They were totally different. They were really little fuzzy, yet light yellowish flowers. It was very cute. Did not like the smell of those ones though, for some reason. Wasn't the one, but they didn't last anywhere near as long as the Bellas have. They were a lot more flexible. They weren't very like waxy. And honestly guys, I really have to give it all up for orchid mist, because that's how I've been adding extra nutrients to my Hoyas, and it's great for getting them to bloom, and it worked very well this year. So not only did I get that lot of peduncle, So not only did I get that first round of blooms from this peduncle, I'm getting another one, and there's a second peduncle in there now. The Croniana is one that does need a little bit more water when it's producing flowers. I've noticed it's a lot thirstier, whereas the Hoya Bella is pretty much just business as usual. Next, I'm gonna show you some Anthurium progress. So here is my Anthurium polyschistum. It's the only type of Anthurium that I've got. I forgot what the word is. When it's leaflets to form individual sections like this. It's really unusual, and as you can see, I'm going to be making a video extending the pole soon, because we've already grown off this pole, and the leaves you can see from the one before I put it on the pole, then the first one on the pole, we got a significant size up there, and then here we're keeping that size. So hopefully, I mean, this one's not hardened off yet, so it could even get bigger than this. I'm waiting for my poles to be delivered though, and I like really need them to come, because this is trying to root into something and there's nothing there. I'm so happy about this leaf. It's such a beautiful, perfect leaf. This is one of my more thirstier Anthurium, and I just find it a really interesting specimen to grow because of how much it loves to climb, whereas other Anthurium, not many of them tend to be climbers, but this one is such a climber. She is so not letting anyone tell her that she's not going to climb, because she is. I don't know if you can see if it's got, wait, maybe not the new one, look on this one. It's got those classic Anthurium telltale borders around it. It's just beautiful. Whoa! So we recently, in another video, I showed you this beautiful leaf that was the next one that came after this one. So we're on an amazing track with the umbricola, absolutely stunning. And we've got another leaf that's come out that's still expanding. So hopefully when I next show you this plant, that leaf will be at least as big as this leaf, because, oh, I love this plant. It's very, very reflective of the light because of its raised areas between the veins. So beautiful. Adore her. I think she's my favourite Anthurium. Shh, don't tell anyone. Do we remember Miss Moodianum? She was a newer addition. She's beautiful chocolate colour, something very, very different from my other Anthurium. And the veins aren't the star of the show, whereas with a lot of them that people classically know, like the crystallinum and the clarinervium, it's all about the veins, baby. But not today. Today it's about a beautiful smooth chocolate. This Anthurium has been putting out this leaf for a while. It was doing that thing where it was like Cinderella shoe-footed into the petiole sheath. That's not a thing, into the sheath. And I was wondering for a hot minute, is this not going to like get out and is it going to get damaged? But it didn't. It's only partially unfurled right now. I'm so excited, and it's already got a new growth point as well for another leaf right here. So this plant is on a very good track. I'm very happy. Since I've owned and repotted this plant, I can start to see some healthy new root growth coming through as well. And I also, which I think has helped this new leaf to unfurl and boosted it faster, because I've suddenly got this extra growth point after it taken ages. Well, I put some live sphagnum moss around all of the nodes. Then we've got a plant that didn't grow for me for ages. Then it did, and I made this, and I was like so happy about it. And then suddenly the other day I looked and it had 2 new leaves and a new bit of vine with new other leaves on the way. And it was my obovata, my Hoya obovata. And I was very, very happy that this was the first leaf it's given me that is a proper, true round leaf. However, I was looking at this and I thought the colour does look off, and I compared it to a picture of what it used to be like, or the video that you guys have just seen, and I thought, yeah, this is one that doesn't like to be as close to the grow light as I have put it. So what I've done is I've moved it down a shelf in hopes that that will make the new growth not come out kind of slightly bleached like this. But at least she's growing, okay? At least she's growing, and you can see the new little stem there. But this leaf as well, I can see like an area here that's like very sun stressed. A lot of my other Hoyas love to be super close to the grow light and will do well when they're sun stressed, but I guess you're not one of those, hey? Not one of them. But yeah, I definitely wanted to include this as a little warning to people that apparently 1 foot under a grow light is too hot for this guy. On a video a while ago, I decided, after multiple annoying attempts at growing Maranta, to try growing it in semi-hydro. So I've got some lava rock. In fact, I'm sure I did this on camera. I did a video about this, but you can see already it needs repotting again. Look at those roots. It's gone absolutely cranial. It loves it. It loves it. And I actually decided to co-plant in here. So we've got the Maranta Lucanera fascinator, which is the red vein one. And it's just popping off new leaves like crazy. And then we've got the one that Jules gave me that is Maranta Silver Band, which I love that one. And I just like having the different things in there. Also, I think there was a leaf in there that couldn't unfurl because it was squooshed. Oh gosh, this is a chrysanthurium. Silver blush, crystalline silver blush for Alina. And it got scooped up on this, but it's fine. It's survived. I also have my Syngonium albo at the moment in lava rock, and it's put out a new growth point finally there, because this was really struggling, and I chopped it. And I think in one of my prop boxes I've got some just wet sticks of this. But yeah, this plant was not doing good. A plant that, again, all the slow boys are coming around full circle. This is my Philodendron gloriosum. Mine's still quite small. This was the last leaf that she put out before, and then now we're getting this one, and I can tell already that it's going to be bigger than the other one. So I'd say a step in the right direction. Again, putting moss to help it root down into the soil. Really did help this one. Don't know why my voice like Billy Butcher right now. Very excited for it. And one thing that has changed with this plant, the only thing, is I've put it in a place where it gets more light. It now gets kind of a half of natural light and grow lights as well. I was so excited about this one. This is a jungle cactus. It's an epiphyllum. I forgot the second word, put it on the screen. If you're thinking it looks similar to the rickrack cactus, they are related, they're cousins. And the thing about the term jungle cactus is I feel like cactus is misleading because these kind of cacti, they grow in the jungle, so it's a very different care level to actual like true cacti. And the main thing as well is that these need watering a lot more than that, although they do have these semi-succulent seeming leaves. Like, I found mine to be fairly thirsty. I have it potted in a cactus and succulent mix, but I do have to stay on top of the watering because if you let it dry out, the ends can get a little bit crispy. There was a major problem I was having with this plant ever since I'd got it, and it was only ever throwing out tiny growths. Like, ooh, see this? It was just like a long thing, but just like this tiny thin thing, and it wasn't expanding out into the proper leaves. Okay, in epiphyllum, it's technically actually a modified branch and not a leaf. So I kept thinking it was never going to produce a proper looking modified branch again. And finally, look at this one. It put out this big one when I moved it closer to the light. It's so cool. It looks like a piece of alien lettuce or something. And then it's got this one here as well. I love how it also, when the new ones come on, they're a little bit hairy and they have these little pink leaf tips, and it's precious. And we're getting one here as well. So now, instead of having it just under bright grow lights, which is why I was confused, because I had it under bright grow lights, nothing was happening. And now I've got it hanging right in my window in a sunny spot with also grow lights. And this is why I'm confused, because to me, nothing about that makes sense, because this jungle cactus would not be growing in loads of light. It would be growing in filtered light. So if you have an epiphyllum and it's not been giving you the proper shaped leaves, up the light, just up the light, because that's what worked for me. I'm so happy to see this leaf. It's bigger than my hand, yeah. I mean, I have very tiny hands though, so it's like, you know. I believe that in my goals for 2024 video, I said I wanted to get my Hoya Hoya trailing out of the pot. Is that not the start of a glorious trail? I'm so happy. It's going to look so cute when I pot this in terracotta as well, to have it like trailing down. I love it so much, this pinkiness. And this is the variegated Hoya Hoya, sorry. I always forget this is the variegated one, and it's one of my favorite plants. Like, it's in my top 10 favorite plants, but it is my favorite Hoya. I think it's so unique, the tiny little leaves. And while I'm up here, I don't want to talk about it for ages, but I'll just show you that the Hoya, no, what? The Oxalis Vulcan Pink is still blooming beautifully. I love those yellow flowers. I keep saying that it reminds me of a rhubarb and custard sweet, but that must be a very British thing because no one knows what that is for some reason. Quick update on the monkey tail cactus as well, that is covered in the dried, spent oxalis blooms. My monkey tail cactus has been branching out, and if you saw this when I showed it before, like, that is growing quite significantly, like, and quick. I'm just surprised, and I'm also just really excited to see it grow like this, because I have never seen a monkey tail cactus branch out like that. And I can see that since last time I've shown it, it's grown here as well, and there. I just find it interesting that the hair tends to come in afterwards. Okay, so I'm so excited about this. Jules and Alina told me what to do. So that's a little plant lover and plants bab. So I have been rooting the alocasia corms, and look, we've got baby leaves. I can't believe that it worked. When I finally saw it worked, I sent them both a picture in our group chat the other day. I was like, guys, but if you're watching this, guys, the leaves unfurled now. Oh my god, it's so exciting. So these are Alocasia Platinum. I'm not gonna lie, I'm off to watch Jules's How to Grow Alocasia from Calm's video again, because I've forgotten what I'm supposed to do now. Definitely a recent joiner of the Alocasia Club. I only got into them this year. It's not been very long at all, but this is the first time. I've had many calms sent to me by people before, never managed to do it. So it's the first time. I'm just really proud, okay? I'm just really proud of the little calms. It's really cute and small. I'm a bit hormonal, so everybody can excuse the fact that I just teared up a bit at an Alocasia calm. What is life? Next is a cool, weird cactus thing. So this is a Gymnocalcium. Yes, it is. A Gymnocalcium, my Hanoichi, I think. And it has been working on this for me since I got it. And wow, that was in January because I got this from the Pudsey show. I believe it's a flower bud and I'm very excited to see it open. It looks like it's almost there now. She's very pretty. It even looks like it might do another one there. And this is a very purpley toned cactus. I feel like it doesn't show up as much on the camera for some reason. I'm looking at it, it looks grey-green in the camera. It's like purpley and it's so cute in this holographic purple pot. So I've never grown this type of cactus before. I'm really excited to see the flowers. As she's wet, she's dripping on my floor. I'll just show you quickly. New leaf from Arbifolia. That's what they look like before they've unfurled. Super pretty. And this is such an easy care calathea. If you struggle with calathea, it's not one that gets crispy. Let's do a bad update next, because we've done lots of good updates. But yes, we do have a bad update. It doesn't look that bad at all to start with. I mean, it looks fine. In this cute little pot that I got, this is on my TikTok shop, I believe. This is a Stapelia. I cannot remember the ID. And I did something so silly, but I think I need to share it with you so that you guys know about this, because it's so something that anyone could have done. So I came into the room, right? This used to be bigger. And here, there was like weird, it looked all weird and rotty and mouldy. And the first thing I thought when I saw it was, oh, it's going to be some pest problem. Here we go, you know, the usual thing. And I go to touch it and it's all rotty. And I like pluck it out. And I like freaked out about it. And I think I treated this plant and stuff. And then later on, what do you know? I find out when I'm reading about this plant, it's like it naturally in clumps in the center, leaving holes, and the plant will continue to root and grow around it. So that was totally normal, and I just had like a meltdown about it for nothing. And it was just one of those moments when you're like, sake, why? So if you have a Stapelia, they naturally unalive in the middle, guys, just so you're not freaking yourself out like I love how it sun stresses the purpley colour though, and this plant is just unlike other plants. It's a spineless succulent, so it's kind of jelly bean-esque. It's an interesting one. I just set off my wind chimes by accident. They be chiming. I don't know if anyone else will be able to see this one because I didn't notice for a while. So this is a mammillaria, and I thought that it wasn't growing for ages. And then I realised that it has grown. Do you see this lighter circle at the top here? Well, that is new growth. And this, this used to be, don't do it again. I mean, this was only like, I'm doing it so many times, right? Point away from the thing, right? Here we go. It used to only be like that. And now I've seen that it's grown up here and it's made it in more of an oblong shape. So I'm very excited. I can't believe this is still growing. I kind of thought it might be one of those plants that just takes so many years to grow that I never notice it with my little eyes. But I have. It scares me that I just jostled the spikiest thing ever towards my eye. I already have a new leaf update on the beautiful medium silver. When I got it, I wasn't sure if this leaf was looking weird, but as it's expanded and unfurled properly, it looks normal now. Obviously not quite as big as the last one, but a beautiful leaf nonetheless. I'm so happy that this one's still growing. It's beautiful. I'm sure this is going to be one of my favorites because I instantly love it. I don't want to say it's one of my favorites right now because I've only owned it for a little while, so I don't feel like I've had the growing opportunity, but I'd say that I'm lusting after her, you know. This is my Anthurium clarinobium, which has been struggling. Basically, I pollinated it, and that took about over a year to produce berries. So while it was doing that, it didn't grow any foliage, and the foliage it did have went a bit downhill as well. I think it found it harder to bounce back from problems while it was putting all that energy into flowering. But now we've got this leaf, it's not hardened off yet, and the tip of the leaf got a bit ripped when it was unfurling, but I'm just so glad that she's growing again. I'm not even bothered. And my big monstera has been growing so vigorously now. It gave me 4 leaves at once. That's one of them, this one of them, but this is the biggest one. It's so pretty, and it's all since I repotted it, and I need to get that on a proper pole. But it's nice to see a proper leaf with proper fenestration again. So anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed having this little planty show and tell growth update with me. It was a bit more of an informal video today. I'd love to know what's growing really well for you at the moment. Let me know in the comments down below. At the moment, I post long form content on Fridays, so please hit that button, subscribe to be notified when I next make a video. And I also post every day on TikTok. There's all kinds of funky business on there, and I live stream at least once a week. And I hope you're having a great day thinking about houseplants.